we are not going off of Steam market prices. We are going off of CS2 prices, and I highly recommend if you're buying skins, do it on a third-party site. You can get yourself a nice field-tested collection Nobu for around $3 and like 40 cents on CS Float. The skin obviously is really clean and can't go wrong with it. To the next skin, Dual Beretta Hydro Strikes. Now obviously this skin is a little bit silly looking, but they're clean, and whenever you're blasting these things, it really does feel like you're just shooting a water gun at somebody, because they don't do any damage unless you headshot them. So yeah, I think they're a very solid choice, coming in at a solid $1.50. Can't go wrong with them. Next, we're gonna move on. We got the P250. Now, this might be a bit of a controversial take. I think that the X-ray skin for the price is a very solid choice. It's a really clean skin with a really interesting design, and yeah, can't go wrong with it. For the Tech 9, we got the Fuel Injector. This is going to be a more expensive skin, however, there's not that many good Tech 9 skins, unfortunately. My main recommendation would actually be the Decimator, however that's very expensive. You don't really see any cheap deagles. The best thing I could find would be this factory new Trigger Discipline. Of course, there's a lot of other choices for deagles. You can get some really solid light blue or blue deagles. However, I thought, for the price, the Trigger Discipline's actually really clean. Can't go wrong with it. And I figure with the name Trigger Discipline, it might help you guys actually, get some more deeks. We got the 5.7 Boost Protocol. I chose the field tested version of this because honestly, there's not going to be much difference between field tested and factory new. And this skin, my goodness, is it clean? Like, you can't go wrong with it. For the price, the skin's very clean. Ran into a similar situation where honestly, I couldn't really find a good USPS for like under $5. There's obviously several options. There was the Cortex. There's a lot of like clean options, but a lot of those options, in my opinion, are kind of bland, and they rely on having a glove combination for them to look nice. I mean, I think the skin itself looks really cool. So, start out hot with the AK, and this might get controversial because I think that you can get yourself an Empress. I believe that the AK is going to be the highlight of the collection for most people, so I think it's worth it to go ahead and get yourself a really nice skin. And Empress comes in at about $28, which is pretty expensive, but obviously we came into this knowing that we're going to be putting a lot of the budget towards the AK, and my goodness, bro, the skin is so clean. And this isn't battle scarred, by the way. So this is a battle scarred Empress, and really there is no difference between battle scarred and even factory new. Like, you genuinely could barely tell the difference, and that's in the fact that it glows slightly less, but really you wouldn't recognize the difference. We're jumping all over the place. We're going straight to the FAMAS. The FAMAS Bad Trip is a $1 it's a $1 red, which is absolutely insane, and this is battle scarred, by the way. The only real scarring you'll see is on the barrel, but the skin itself is still like 100% clean, and my goodness, it is very nice. I think one of the more controversial takes as well, I'm going for about $3 skin, which is the Tuxedo. It's pure white. It's like basically a whiteout, but just the black contrast from the mag, the stock, I think it's just really clean. For the M4A4, I got a pretty expensive skin, because in my opinion, the A4 is way better than the A1, so I would rather put a decent portion of the budget to getting a respectable A1. And respectable being a minimum wear living in color for around $14. The skin is absolutely amazing, and while there's a lot of colors going on, it can be a little bit overwhelming. However, the main focus of this is to have a really cool skin, and living in color is definitely that. The Dragon Tech. To be quite honest, this was just a pretty cheap skin that I found that I figured would be, respectable choice given the fact that, you know, not many people use the SG. It's just kind of there, and yeah, I feel like, you know, it's not something that you need to worry about too much. However, in a minimum wear, that's all you really need for about 50 cents. Moving on to the op. Went for a pretty expensive op here because I figured that most people want to have a clean op. That's kind of, I feel like, what a lot of people go for a flex. So we chose the op Neo Noir and field tested. This is obviously preference. I think for the skin itself, it's really clean. A lot of people don't like this little black line between the white and pink. It's definitely, you know, not for everyone. However, for a field tested rifle, especially being a red, it's gonna be hard to beat this. Quite honest, there's not that many great SGs. They're either really expensive or really cheap. And this is one of the really cheap ones. This is the Rapid Transit. Pretty clean skin. We're spending lots of money on this. This is a battle scarred leaded glass, and honestly, it kind of looks pretty clean. Like, I can't lie, when I saw how clean this looked in battle scarred, I was kind of surprised. Obviously, you don't have that glow, but it really makes the skin look three-dimensional, and I don't know, like, tell me if you guys think this is a cook or not, but low-key, the skin doesn't look that bad. Going for the Saiba Oni. The skin is really clean, and for about 80 cents, you can get a field tested one that is going to look really nice, just like this. Can't go wrong with it. Next, we got the MP5 SD Kit Bash. Now, to be quite honest with you guys, there's not really many good MP5 skins. It's kind of just a shitty gun in general. And now, this is going to be a cook, but you could probably just use the UMP45 instead of the MP5. And just go for a little bit better of a skin for the UMP. This skin, the food chain, for only $2 in field tested is an absolute steal in my opinion. MP9 is such a good weapon, and using this is just going to make you play even better. I feel like you're just going to pop off with it. So definitely recommend it. I chose the Vent Rush. This is a little bit of a personal preference, but I think for the price, the skin is absolutely a steal. Let me know if that's a cook or not. I think it's pretty clean. It's a field tested exposure. For field tested, there is like no blemishes on this thing. It's a really clean skin. It stands out, and it just kind of looks dope. I don't know. You guys agree? Let me know in the comments. Everybody's favorite Mag 7, the Swag 7. This gun doesn't really stand out, but it has swag, and that's all it needs to have. We got the Apocalypto, and honestly, it's not gonna, you know, win any awards, but for the price, it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's really clean. Obviously, like, it's a sawed off, but it's really clean. I think that's pretty much it. That's literally all of the skins I got here. If you rock these, get them for around the same price I was showing on CS2. It's gonna cost you $100. And obviously, if you was to buy these on Steam, the price is going to be way over $100. Let me know what you guys think. These are my choices for what you should do for your loadout. That way you get that upgrade from, you know, the basic C2 agent to something even cooler. Now, I'm thinking about making a video where I do this for, instead of $100, for $10, which, that, I don't even know if it's possible, but I think it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see next. I want to try to make these loadout videos to try to help you guys. Obviously, these choices are all personal preference. You guys might have different choices, and I always say, you know, it's going to be your loadout. Check the options out. See what skin really stands out to you. With that said, I'm your boy Abdaya. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.